Hey wrestling fans, if you haven't heard about Anchor by Spotify, it's the easiest way to make a podcast with all the tools you need in one place. Totally free. Just go to anchor.fm on your computer and start creating that podcast you've been meaning to start. Take advantage of Anchor's creation tools where you can record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will then distribute your podcast for you on many different listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Google Podcast, to name a few. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. And the best part about it, Anchor is absolutely totally free. Download the Anchor app on your phone or go to anchor.fm to get started right away. Have fun! Welcome to episode 29. There was a slight misunderstanding earlier this week of Ricky Starks being compared to The Rock. Backstage awkwardness on NXT after some of the talent got released. The Owen Hart Foundation Tournament continues on AEW, and we review the 12 hours of wrestling that we watched all week. Welcome back, Wrestling Junkies. This is From Under the Apron, a show where we share old stories that were kind of swept under the ring apron. It's the weekend, so it's time for the wrap-up and review the 12 plus hours of wrestling that we watched all week long. I'm Ernie. Over to my right, if he was here, it would be my awesome co-host, Michael.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
Hey, thank you. And what are we drinking tonight?
So I'm actually going to take a page out of your book. I've got me a pineapple coconut zero sugar Zoa.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, did you know I was going to drink that too? Did you know I was going to drink the same thing?
I had no idea.
Pineapple coconut. Oh yeah, we're twinning today.
Yeah.
We're like Butch and Luke.
Count to 3 and let's open.
All right, 1, 2,
3.
There you go.
Yeah, Luke and Butch. Thanks. That's how I feel sometimes when I wake up in the morning and look in the mirror.
Hey, cousin Luke. Pretty much, yeah. Let's get to the news. So I did mention AEW's Ricky Starks tired of being compared to The Rock.
Yeah, that's such an insult, isn't it?
No, not really.
No, not really.
Well, okay. He chatted with the PWI podcast this week to talk about his relationship with Taz and being compared to The Rock.
Mm-hmm.
With his relationship with Taz is really great when it comes to the business side. Obviously, he's great when it comes to some of the stuff in the ring. So I try to pick his brain when I can. The relationship that me and him have is that I don't necessarily always have to go to him and ask him for advice. There's times where he'll come to me and say to keep this in mind or do this or do that. I definitely think he's helped me out when it comes to my matches and things of that nature. Then when it came to the promos, we collaborated quite a bit. I don't think people realize that. So I like that about Taz. He sees the positive and he tries to accentuate the positive with me. There are bad things that I do that he nipped in the bud and I've never do it again. So the relationship is good, really good, I think. Being compared to The Rock, the only thing that bothers me is when people try to say that I'm actually actively copying The Rock.
Oh, yeah.
With the way I dress and all this other dumb shit.
Mm.
It does piss me off because I've never gone into wrestling trying to copy The Rock. I've never studied The Rock's promos to do exactly how he does.
Yeah, I know he's never watched Monday Night Raw in his life.
No, I don't think so.
Nope.
What a jabroni. Everything I do, it comes from my head. It comes from how I feel and how I want to look. So when I hear people say that and discredit my originality, it does bother me a bit, he revealed. He just went off on that too. I think the issue is that some people, even outside of wrestling fans, they're so closed-minded and that they can't understand their individuality in certain people. And because of the way that I dress, they compare it to how The Rock used to dress. You know, those over-expensive tops, silk shirts.
Sure, the Versace and all that.
Yeah.
You know.
So he does the same. Just that.
Sure.
I wasn't comparing. I was like, damn, that was a long time ago. Good job in bringing it back, though.
So the thing is, maybe he's not actively trying to copy, but like me, I try to play music. I don't know if I play it well, but I play music. I listen to Taylor Swift. I listen to Def Leppard. I listen to Guns N' Roses, Mariah Carey. There's no way that I don't play something and you're not going to I may not be trying to copy Guns N' Roses or Mariah Carey song, but there's no way that influence is not going to be there. So maybe he's not actively copying, but there's no way. Yeah,
like I want to dress up as him one day.
Right. I mean, at the very least, like, oh, that looks cool. Well, where'd you see it from? Maybe you're influenced by, whatever Chanel No. 5 commercial. The point is influence is fine.
As long as he doesn't wear that black turtleneck and
and the fanny pack.
The fanny pack, he's all good. He says, I don't mind the comparison. It's just when people say verbatim, yeah, he's just stealing The Rock. If you want to see who's stealing The Rock, maybe we should look at some of the promotions and go from there. He didn't say which one, but hey, it happens sometimes. He goes on to say, me and The Rock are both handsome individuals, and we can't say that a lot about some of the fans that try to talk trash about us. Oh, wow. So yeah, that's about it. Let's see. We like to talk about the Freddie Prinze Jr. podcast, wrestling podcast, actually, here. I'm such a big fan of the show. I've been listening to this since the start.
Oh, cool.
Well, he's in the news again this week because everybody just found out he has a podcast. And so the latest podcast he did was he's talking about within 18 months, he's going to try to start a new promotion.
Oh, wow.
So as soon as, if you listen to his podcast, probably episodes ago, he talks about that as well, that he wanted to do it. That. Yeah, I had mentioned that. I broke the news here first, folks.
Yeah.
Just because you all started just now, I can't wait. If he does it, yay. Like, yeah, good for you. Now go listen to his podcast. Unless you're just there because, unless you're just there because you just heard some certain information.
Right.
He's talking to a network. He wants it to be about the Screen Actors Guild, the SAG.
Oh, wow.
And get unionized. So he's getting that. He's getting a wrestling ring together. And it's going to take him 18 months. He said that it could take him longer, but he doesn't want to move to Australia. So there's that. He'll do whatever is necessary to keep the dream alive.
Yeah.
So, and that's all for the news for today. This week, we're going to try to get some more later in the week. I'll probably break some more during the week. So let's go on with Raw results this week. You ready for that?
Absolutely.
Actually, hold on one moment, please. Be right back.
No.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
All right. Over on Raw, show opens up with the Bloodline and Paul Heyman coming out to the ring. Roman Reigns, the Undisputed Champion. You go to the WWE website and list him as two separate champions. The WWE Championship currently being held at 31 days, of course.
Wow, it's already been 31 days. Damn.
Yeah. But the Universal Championship is now at 614 days. He has already surpassed CM Punk's longest title reign with the WWE Championship, which was 434 days.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It's almost 50% more.
Up next, he would have to pass up Pedro Morales, which was at 1,027 days. Ooh. And if he does that next year, he will be... Right. Over on Raw, show opens up with the Bloodline and Paul Heyman coming out to the ring. Roman Reigns, the Undisputed Champion. You go to the WWE website and list him as two separate champions. The WWE Championship currently being held at 31 days, of course.
Wow, it's already been 31 days. Damn.
Yeah. But the Universal Championship is now at 614 days. He has already surpassed CM Punk's longest title reign with the WWE Championship, which was 434 days.
Oh, wow. Yeah. It's almost 50% more.
Up next, he would have to pass up Pedro Morales, which was at 1,027 days. Ooh. And if he does that next year, he will be in the top 5 of the longest reigning champions of all time, with Bruno Sammartino holding it at 2 spots.
What is he at?
Oh, freaking!
I mean,
Probably.
more or less, doesn't have to be exact.
I must say the number 1 and then 4.
But I mean, what would number 1 be? How many days if you had to guess?
8 years.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
Oh my god. Well, see, in this day and age where we have 12 pay-per-views a year.
Yeah, back then it was just like one show a year or 2 or 3 shows a year, Madison Square Garden.
Right.
And it'd be like, hey, I can't wait for this guy to show up in 6 months. Then he does it.
Right, you see him once a year, basically.
Same with boxing, how boxing used to be.
Right, they hold the belts forever.
Every 3 months they fight, or every 6 months because they need the training and all that.
Well, and then if they're top guys, like they don't, sometimes it could be once a year. Yeah, twice a year if you're lucky.
Yeah. So Bruno Sammartino holding it twice on the number 3 spot or 4 spot, and then at the number 1 spot. Yeah. And like, dude, you never freaking let go of that belt, did you?
Yeah.
He's like, all right, you're gonna be champion for 4 years. Next, okay, you're gonna be champion for 8 more years. Like, damn. And I believe right around there is Bob Backlund and Hulk Hogan. Around maybe, yeah, it's Hulk Hogan in there also in the top 5. So they get in the ring, and of course, Paul Heyman throws shade at the crowd and their children. Because why not? Roman gets the mic, and you hear a mixed reaction for him as he asked everyone in the arena to acknowledge him. During the first minute of his speech, RK Bro sneaks in the ring and RKO's both Usos. Orton and Riddle then point at the entrance, and Drew McIntyre's music hits. Out walks McIntyre, and he starts going at it with Roman. It turns into chaos, and the Usos jump in on Drew. RK Bro get back in the ring, and they all throw bombs at each other. Do you enjoy that one?
I like it whenever the bloodline is involved. I like it. My favorite part is usually the entrance, but which I've seen people online complaining, and entrances are too long. But to me, that's that's my favorite part.
Yeah, they don't complain about the Undertaker's entrance though.
Right. Well, yeah. No, I could watch them do an extended entrance. That could just be the match itself for me.
Yeah. But Undertaker does it. Oh no, he's fine. He's a legend.
Yeah, it's 25.
Only because you don't want to acknowledge.
He walks like he's got the YouTube video on 0.5 playback.
Hey, it's true. Backstage, Street Profits hanging out with Ezekiel and giving him whatever is in the red solo cups. Alpha Academy and Kevin Owens interrupt, and an altercation occurs where they all have a match. What happened to Street Profits tricking RK Bro and teasing that they were turning heel? It didn't look like that in this match.
No, I don't think so. I don't think they're gonna.
I love how the crowd is totally behind Ezekiel, even giving him the hot tag.
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, see, they're starting to acknowledge him, I would say.
Those streamers on his arms, though, they still remind me of Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate Warrior, Texas Tornado. Yeah.
Texas Tornado. Kevin Owens and Alpha Academy win the match by surprising Ezekiel when he ran the ropes and Kevin Owens tripped his leg. Ezekiel must have hit his head real hard because Gable got in there and did a variation of the most devastating move and won the match for this team.
That's all it takes. Cradle.
It's the only logical explanation I can think of.
Well, it is a pretty, like you said, devastating move. I mean,
it's devastating. Back from commercial break, AJ Styles is taking on Damien Priest later with an added stipulation. If AJ defeats Priest, he will be barred from ringside when he faces Edge at Backlash. Can't wait for that to happen.
Yeah.
Backstage, Adam Pearce is talking to Sonya Deville about the internal investigation that was conducted on her.
Oh, with the $1 thing? Is that the whole from that still?
Severe repercussions.
Yeah, Okay.
HR, or in this case, upper management, want to see Sonya compete without any executive power. So Pierce puts her in a 6-woman tag match later that night. So it will be Deville, Rhea Ripley, and Lilo Lynch taking on Liv Morgan, Asuka, and Bianca Belair.
Mm-hmm.
Which is interesting because how did they get everyone on the Go Home show to compete? by having everyone that is already in the rivalry in a tag match.
Right, basically. Yeah, it was efficient.
Sonya tried to weasel her way into making it an all-holds-barred match, but Pierce said there is no we. Tonight, she is not official, and for the first time, I was glad they didn't mention any severe repercussions. Severe repercussions. Over in the ring, Veer destroyed some poor enhancement talent who was from the area by the name of Bert Hansen. Who was given... Oh, yeah, it is. But this one was given a microphone and tried to get the crowd to cheer for him. But
appreciate.
But they just felt bad for the guy, truthfully.
Yeah, really.
He only hit one offensive move, elbow, to the face of Veer, and it just went down from there. The clothesline, the half Kummel clutch for the submission move, and then destroys the port kid again. Who will stop Veer? Oh, no.
Yeah.
It's a giant killer.
Mm.
Oh, man. Back from commercial break and Judgment Day's in the ring. Is it really a reason? Okay, we're doing this. We're calling it Judgment Day.
All right. No.
Edge gets on the microphone and savagely went in on the crowd and compared him to AJ Styles. AJ Styles has heard enough. His music hits. He makes his way to the ring to face Priest. This was a great match to witness, and WWE knew that, so they gave him 2 commercial breaks, apparently. The match went fast-paced until the very end when AJ Styles hit the elbow to the face. He pushes him into the ropes, goes for the pin. AJ Styles wins.
Got the win, yeah. And got me 5 points.
And what got me 3 points was Edge getting in the ring and start attacking AJ.
Yeah.
Edge does his crazy eyes look, sends him over to the Priest to do his new finishing move, which was a variation of Edge's 90s finisher, like a flapjack.
Oh. Oh.
Edge, yeah, there it goes.
Was that Edge the one where he... Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Was that the one where he would have his back?
Yeah.
Their back to his stomach.
Yeah.
And then it was almost like a power bomb, but instead of putting their back on the mat, he would put their face on the mat.
Face on the mat. Yep.
And he would drop to so it was like a sit down power bomb, but with their stomach instead of their back.
Yeah. Face first.
Yeah. Your face.
Edge goes outside, grabs 2 chairs, and we think we're about to see a concerto, double concerto actually. Instead, what we see is Finn Balor coming out to save AJ Styles, drop kicks Priest in the legs, takes out Edge. AJ Styles kicks Priest out of the ring, and then they see each other. Edge and Damian Priest head to the back while AJ Styles looks over as who saved him. Mm-hmm. The crowd is popping at this moment. You know what that means, right?
Of course. Here we come.
Here we go.
It just added to the card. AJ Styles and Finn Balor versus, what are they called? I know Priest and Edge, but what do they call themselves together?
Judgment Day.
Judgment Day. Oh.
I hope there's a pay-per-view named after them. That'd be pretty sweet.
There was one. That was like 15 years too late.
15 years ago.
Yeah.
But nobody now remembers that.
No, that's true. They could bring it
like
back.
It has to be the millennials that tell them, like, we already have that. Gen Z's all like, cool. They named a pay-per-view after them. That's awesome, man. Yeah, back in the days, they used to name pay-per-views after the stable. DX.
Oh, yeah.
NWO.
DX in your house. They had...
NWO.
Didn't they have an Evolution one? Maybe not.
No Way Out.
Yeah.
No, I don't think they had Evolution.
No Evolution. But when Judgment Day, was that a September, October one?
That was around November.
Was October.
Yeah, September. Around September.
Okay, then it was September. Judgment Day was September, I believe. October was No Mercy. November
Armageddon was in December.
Series. December was Armageddon.
Yeah. And the Armageddon song, of course, The End is Near.
End is Near, yeah. Which sounded like The Doors.
Exactly. It did sound like The Doors. But it was actually Jim Johnson who was...
Was it?
Yeah.
Not singing?
No, yeah, it was Jim. Jim Johnson did all the songs.
He did all the songs.
At the time.
I know he was the music guy. Was he the voice?
He was a voice. Yeah, he was a voice for some of the songs. I think he was the voice for the Big Show.
Oh, wow.
Know what
Go ahead.
He was the voice for a lot of hit songs back then.
So let me ask you that, and this I know I could Google, but I'm from the back in the day when we had to use the Dewey Decimal System. So, correct me if I'm wrong, and it's just from listening to it. Did Jimmy Hart do the vocals on Hogan's Real American?
I believe I read something about that. Yeah.
Because I listened to it the other day and I'm like, oh my god, that actually sounds like Jimmy Hart. I know I could Google it, but like I said, I don't want to do that. I think it actually is Jimmy Hart. Which is kind of
Another thing
funny.
that it was Jimmy Hart. I think he did the vocals for the Honky Tonk Man, or was that Honky Tonk?
No, that was Honky Tonk Man.
Oh, okay.
Or somebody who sounded a whole lot like him. No, that was
All
actually.
right.
I think it was
Okay.
Honky Tonk. No.
All right.
Yeah. Because I think. Sorry, real quick.
No,
Yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm pretty sure I saw. What was it? Confidential or something like that way back in the day. Jimmy Hart was a music producer before he was in wrestling. If that was true, now it could be kayfabe, but I'm pretty sure he was actually into music before he was into wrestling.
These people had jobs before they were wrestling.
Yeah,
it's crazy to hear.
I know.
We gotta go through that list of other jobs that they had.
Oh, that'd be a good one. Yeah.
Continuing on, the crowd is popping at this moment, and AJ Styles gets up to looks at Balor, and they do the thing everyone pops out for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they raise their hand in the air. Too sweet. Mm-hmm. Bullet Club for life, brother.
Right. Yeah,
Yeah, I was freaking like, oh yeah, can I say that I marked out? I marked out.
Why not?
I marked out.
Just don't say it with the hard R. Wait, no, different word.
I marked out.
Yeah,
backstage, Almas is hanging out with MVP. Cedric Alexander walks right in and interrupts him and is being a little creep at this moment, saying he requested a match with Bobby Lashley to show MVP that he could still hang. And he just wants MVP to watch him and tell him what he thinks of him. I kept saying, where the hell is Shelton Benjamin?
Yeah.
Is he going to be in this also?
Why not?
Because
I'll bring him back.
I love to see him in the storyline, the Hurt Business.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Back in the ring, The Miz heads out. Miz TV introduces Mustafa Ali as his guest. Halfway through, when he gets near the ring, Mustafa Ali music cuts out. He gets in the ring, and Miz is telling him, "Oh no, a miscue on Miz TV. That can't happen." Wink.
Yeah, wow.
Miz starts asking Mustafa Ali questions, and just when Ali's about to talk, his mic cuts out.
Mm-hmm.
Ali rips Miz's mic. Jeez. Ali rips Miz's mic off of him. There it goes.
Yeah.
Nailed it. And tell him that, yeah, he's just a whiner and all that stuff. Miz rips the mic back, but it's the wrong microphone. They start arguing, and Theory's music hits. Theory tells Miz he spoke with his mentor, and the loss he had against Ali last week is null and void. Mm-hmm. Theory gets in the ring and gets in Ali's face. They mention the whole thing about him wanting his release by not mentioning. You could tell this is probably his punishment, or they're trying to push Ali by doing the storyline by Theory saying a few key words that we as fans know.
Yeah.
Theory says he doesn't think Ali can handle all of that heat. Ali says if there's anybody out there that can handle the heat, it is Ali. Theory tells Ali that he has a match against both of them in the handicap match. Went to commercial break, and when he came back, the match was already taking place, and it ended in a short amount of time. Yeah. Just for Ali or give him something better. Just let Ali go or give him something better.
Right. Yeah.
Skull-crushing finale from The Miz on Ali for the win. Theory takes a selfie with Miz, and I can see these two making his team a thing.
Yeah.
But then again, every time Miz has a partner, they get released. So,
well,
so I'm hoping for that.
Yeah, really, right. Do us a favor.
Go for it, Theory. Back in the ring, Ciampa attacks Ali again for no reason at all.
That's fine.
Segment of earlier in the day of the wedding couples arguing. Dana Brooke wants to go on a honeymoon. I try to watch this mess, but instead we get Nikki Ash interrupting and attacking Dana from behind to cover her for the win. New 24/7 champion, Nikki Ash. Mm-hmm. Dana Brooke is livid and tells Reggie he better get her a rematch or else this marriage is over.
Yeah, no more way. Wow. She's supposed to be a face, isn't she?
What a face thing to do.
Yeah, right.
What an ultimatum.
Oh, yeah, she's... Yeah, that sounds like a good wife.
After we see a match between Dana Brooke and Nikki Ash, short match, somehow when you hold on to that 24/7 title, you lose your wrestling abilities.
Yeah.
Because Dana Brooke defeated her in under 5 minutes with a basic neck breaker type of move.
It'll take some time.
And now I know where Drew Gulak came from. Dana barely celebrated as everyone tried to get a shot at the title, including Reggie, who tried to roll his wife up. Dana kicks out of the move, grabs the mic, and told Reggie she wanted a divorce. Everyone looks concerned.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins' appreciation night because he thinks he deserves it rather than Randy Orton on the Go Home show.
No.
To talk about Cody Rhodes and his match on Sunday.
Yeah.
He gets a spotlight shined on him and tells the crowd he is the spotlight of the WWE. Adrenaline song hits and out walks the American Nightmare. Like, everybody else knows this song by now. I'm just like, shut up. Let me fast forward this. Can't stand him. I hope he wins on Sunday, though.
Really?
Give me points.
Oh.
Give me points, you know?
Okay.
Yeah, even though I don't like him,
He serves a purpose.
He serves the purpose of being there. Do your job, kid. Shut up and just wrestle.
Yeah, shut up and wrestle.
The IWC is going to eat me alive. How dare you? How dare you? I don't like him, but at the same time, he's in my fantasy draft, fantasy wrestling thing. I picked him because you weren't going to pick him.
No, I wasn't.
No, you weren't. It's like, all right, let's see what he can do. And he did. So waiting for the right time where in 5 years when he becomes the champion.
Right. Wow.
This is becoming a weekly battle of the suits where we see Seth Rollins in his crazy getup and obnoxious gets on the mic, and then you see Cody Rhodes with the way you're supposed to wear suits.
Yeah.
Rollins asks why Cody is interrupting him. Cody does a callback when he tells Rollins he is standing there in his hideous Johnny Polo getup.
Oh, wow. Damn.
Throwback to when Raven was in the WWF as Johnny Polo. Yeah. And would wear those ridiculous outfits as well.
Mm-hmm. That's
Cody
back in the day.
Yeah, freaking 90s. I love it.
Yeah.
Cody calls Seth delusional because of what he's doing. Seth Rollins' name drops. Dusty Rhodes, and even the mere mention of that name, Cody begins to cry. Shit.
Yeah, I think they're milking that one, but it is his father, so you can't really say much.
Who was actually WWE champion when Dusty was around?
Well,
Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, 1991.
Was he around when Slaughter was around, or was he not around by 92?
Nah, I don't think he was around by 92. No. Sorry, kid, that's not gonna work, brother.
Yeah. So Warrior, Hogan.
So there was no way his father would have been champion, or during that time.
No.
And knowing Vince, he would definitely have a hard on for Hogan and Warrior being his top guys and some son of a plumber in polka dots.
Right.
So Rollins
with a 12-pack of Coors on his gut.
Oh man.
He had a 12-pack.
He had a salt. Damn.
He had a keg.
Okay, we're done. So Rollins gets in Cody's head and tells his father was not good enough. Yeah. His politics was not good enough for Hogan's or Warrior, and we all know how that ended.
We sure do.
How Warrior ended, not Hogan. Hogan, he could politic right now, and he'd be the champion, and he'd go over Roman Reigns if he could.
Oh, absolutely,
yeah, maybe.
He would.
He tells him Cody is not good enough either, then attacks him. Cody Rhodes attacks back, sends Rollins cowering to the back. Back from commercial break, Lashley and Cedric Alexander in the ring against each other. MVP comes out and tells Lashley if he's having trouble with Cedric right now, imagine the trouble he's going to have in the ring with Omos. Mm-hmm. Bobby gets distracted a bit by this while MVP is hyping Omos. Back when Lashley was a heel, he would have defeated his opponent with no trouble at all. But now that we see Lashley as a face, we get his insecurities back, and we see that he gets distracted real easily by MVP. We get a Liv Morgan wearing Harley Quinn colors, which makes me think that they might not be bringing back Alexa Bliss for a while.
Yeah, probably not. She's not married.
We can't have two wrestlers wearing the same color scheme.
Same color, no. Unless they team them up, but I don't see why they would do that.
No. They're both short. They're good fucking wrestlers, but they're both short and be fucking a great team. Yeah, we can't have that right now.
But yeah, they could be like the Rock. Have to be, because normally you would think fast guy, but the Rockers were both just small fast guys. Right?
Exactly. She does the promo talking about Rhea Ripley, who was probably mad at herself. Back from commercial break, and R-Truth asked Reggie if he did a prenup before he got married to Dana, and he said no. If you ain't no punk, holla, we want prenup. And that's all it reminded me of when he said that. I was like, oh shoot, Kanye West in here? Where?
Yeah, right.
R-Truth takes out his card as a certified lawyer. He's certified and everything. R-Truth Squire.
Certified lawyer. Licensed, okay, but certified.
Certified.
Jeez.
They walk past Nikki Ash, who is feeling down, and the camera now focuses on her. Piper Niven appears after not having been on camera for quite a while, and hopefully her name given to her by the WWE name generator is gone.
That damn.
Totally forgot about her name. I don't even really care anymore. Piper Niven it is.
Yeah.
She asked Nikki if she is done playing around and ready to get back to business. By the end of the year, if we don't get a Scottish-only stable between these two and Becky Lynch, and then add in Drew McIntyre and Finn Balor, they're doing it wrong.
How long could that last, though? I mean, would that hold interest for more than 3 months?
Just want one of them to say freedom.
There you go. Well, it's got to be Drew with the sword.
Drew with the sword, or check the WWE 2K22 game community if anyone has done it yet.
Oh, I might do that now.
We need this at Survivor Series. Back in the ring, Becky Lynch coincidentally has a smile on her face, but I'm thinking she just watched her two Scottish mates start a bond that they will soon ask her too. Like, hey, Becky, you want to come and join us? Rhea Ripley comes out and they wait in the ring for Sonya Deville, who lately reminds me of Sindel from Mortal Kombat.
That's a good one. I kind of thought that. Now that
now that I mentioned it, thought of that last week, and then this week she's like, she's doing it again. Why? Yeah. Like, I didn't see that when she was with the suits and all. Like, no, where the hell did white hair came from?
Right. Yeah. No, I didn't see it before, but now that you say that, I was like, okay. Like, what does she remind me of? And I was thinking, I didn't necessarily think Mortal Kombat, but now that you say it, it's like, okay, that's what it is. That's what it is.
Liv Morgan walks out, waits for her partners to come out as well, and they all get in the ring to have that match. Bianca comes out dancing, gets in the middle of Liv and Asuka, who is moving to the beat and dancing along. It was so great to see Asuka in the ring again. I miss her stiff kicks and punches.
Oh my god.
She had great chemistry with the other women as well. She's been gone for a while. Yeah. Bianca and Rhea Ripley are new to her, so it would be a great match when it comes down to it. Towards the end of the match, great teamwork between Asuka and Liv Morgan. Asuka booty bumps Sonya Deville out of the ring into Liv Morgan's finisher toe kick to the face. Oh, which I thought should have been a higher pop than it did. Back in the ring, everyone goes for the finishers. Liv Morgan and Deville again in this ring. Liv tries to go for her finisher, but Deville sidesteps in, covers Liv with her foot on the rope, but the ref catches it and tells Deville's foot is on the ropes. Deville yells at the ultimate heel move.
Yeah.
Because really, like, the only other heel on there, it's on SmackDown, that's Charlotte. So we need an actual heel. Becky Lynch is all like, oh, I'm depressed. I lost my belt.
I love her. Be nice to her.
Okay, fine. Deville yells it doesn't matter and forces him to count, forgetting she has no executive decision tonight.
Yeah.
I thought I heard the ref tell her, "You don't tell me what to do."
He said something to her. That it could be it.
Like, you don't tell me what to do.
I honestly was wondering if that was not part of the show.
Oh,
it probably was, but I was thinking like, oh, damn.
You
never know what kind of heat they might really have, you know.
He points at the ref shirt. Liv Morgan hits the Oblivion finisher for the pin and the win. All three women celebrate in the ring as the show ends. That was the main event of the night.
Which I think was good. I think that was a good main event.
Yeah, it was pretty good show. Pretty good go home show, actually.
Yeah.
We got to see a lot of stuff go down. Over on NXT and its Spring Breaking Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, Spring Breakin. That's funny.
First match of the show, and it's a headbanger. Then again, anything Carmelo Hayes is in is considered a headbanger.
Yeah.
Why? Because he never misses.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The North American Championship is on the line as Cameron Grimes defends against Solo Sikoa and Mello.
I know my guy didn't win.
Yeah, but, it was a freaking awesome match. Mark Long from the Challenge All-Stars and Road Rules TV show sitting at ringside, and I just kept asking, are we going to see The Miz later on in the show?
Yeah, right.
Is that why Mark is there? Why is he there? It was like the last time he was at WrestleMania for one night, and it was when Miz came out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, cool. Like, he brought him along. He invited him. So I'm thinking, oh, shit, is Miz in the building too? Is Miz going to come out later? And like, no.
Well, he could afford NXT tickets. That's why he was there.
Oh, wow. Anybody can afford NXT tickets.
Right, that's right, exactly.
Of course, he had to do his usual pose down and flex when he saw the camera. Every time he saw the camera, every time. Poor Mello couldn't catch a break as he was trying to get into the match, but got denied by Solo and Grimes. Usual whoop that trick chants coming from the crowd. If WWE hates this, imagine how they're going to feel when they return to Full Sail, the original home of NXT. Yeah. That's a rumor.
That'd be cool.
That'd be great, but
that's why I used to watch them.
They're gonna go off on them. I know it.
Oh yeah.
This is bullshit.
Yeah, that was a rough crowd. That's where I used to watch them when I lived in Orlando. That was a rough crowd.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a rough, especially with 2.0 there. Nah, I don't see that going on. The crowd is going to be rough. Yeah, the crowd's going to be really rough. Can we keep these three on the roster and not have to go to the main roster because these three have so much talent and ability and the chemistry between them, as well as Trick Williams, even though he does reactions. He just reacts out there.
Honestly, though, I'd like to see Solo go up and join the Bloodline.
Yeah. He is still part of the storyline. I love how Mello wrestles. I just kept saying the main event better be as good as this match because these three are going to all out and putting on a showstopper for the Workhorse Championship. It wasn't. This should have been the main event, but I guess.
Been the main event,
yeah, but I guess whatever. Holy shit! Chance as Cameron Grimes jump on Solo. Grimes grabs Mello for a suplex and Solo powerbombs Grimes, sending both crashing to the mat. It's weird to say it, but if you actually watch it, you'd understand. It's like I'm trying to think of it how do you describe this? What the hell? Non-wrestling fans, yeah, you'd have to see it to believe it. Hit that replay button again because this match is full of highlights,
including an MMA kick.
Oh, including the MMA kicks. I love the MMA kicks. The crowd chants continue to yell, "This is awesome." Shout out to the Samoan Dynasty when Mello gets set up into a seated position in the corner while Grimes gets set up in a trio woe position, stuck on the turnbuckle. Solo looks at the camera for a second, turns around just the same way Rikishi would look at his opponent who got stuck in the corner.
Yeah.
It's every time. It's oh, yeah? And then he looks at the camera, winks, and then it's hey, Uncle Kishi.
Yeah.
Samoan corner splash from Solo on both Mello and Grimes. Solo hits a spinning Uranagi and tries to pin, but Grimes breaks that up.
And I thought he was going to take it at that point. I really thought that.
I was off my seat, man. Damn.
Yeah, I wanted it to him. I wanted him to get it.
Solo goes to the top rope and flies off for a splash onto Grimes, but Mello breaks that up. It was a lot of breakups on that shit. The crowd is hyped for this match. Grimes double foot stomps on Solo while Mello was on Solo's back. Samoan drop and double foot stomp at the same time. Grimes pins and wins the match.
Here, you want a good analogy here? Also to show how old we are and take it back. There was more breakups in this match than on an episode of Laguna Beach.
Holy crap. Damn. Wow. Here we go. Wait, you watched Laguna Beach?
Hey, yes, I sure did. Yes, I absolutely did.
Oh my god!
And I've been to an Ashley Simpson concert too. If we're gonna go down that road.
Wait, no, Ashley Simpson was great. This is the other one that I just like had a trouble. I'm like, no, I'm good. Footage of earlier in the week of Mandy Rose getting a tan at one of those tanning salons. Puts on a Playboy bunny sticker on her thigh and gets in. Wendy Chu sneaks in, and I've watched Final Destination way too many times to know how this would end. If it isn't that, it's the highway scene. Son of a fish.
Oh God, with the logs, the wood, the trees.
Exactly. 10 minutes later, we see Gigi Dolan and JC Jane waiting for Mandy outside. Mandy gets out of the tanning bed, and she looks like Gigi's orange hair. They tell her they're not going to the beach with her looking like that. They'll check in with her later.
The most important part of that is that Wendy Chu got me 3 points.
Oh my God. Again, Toxic Attraction has done nothing about this. So it's safe. I guess it's safe to say that they're probably going to win this whole battle thing because they haven't even done anything to Wendy Chu.
Yeah.
It was like waiting for it to come on. Defend yourselves.
Right. They'll get,
Up next, Nathan Frazier is doing a pre-match interview and tells everyone he's going to prove himself tonight against Grayson Waller. Back in the ring, Waller heads to the ring and meets up with Mark Long. They shake hands. Mark Long can't help himself to flex for the camera again. They make it a point to say Waller and Mark Long are BFFs. There it is. That's the reason he's there. He got tickets to the event for free because of Grayson Waller.
Mm-hmm. I just hope they don't make them into some kind of tag team.
Mark Long is way too old for that, man. He's around, 50 years?
Okay.
Yeah, he's around his 50s, but still, like...
You saw Vince in the ring 31 days ago, right?
Oh, shit. Yeah, okay, you're right.
Impossible. Isn't he about 50?
He's around there. All right, Mark Long, come on in if you think you can hang. Godfather of challenge. Sure, why not? Go for it. Back from commercial break, and Indy Hartwell, fuck this bullshit, dude. I'm sorry. For those of you that tuned in last week and the wrap up, I said some things that if Indy Hartwell and stupid Duke Hudson were doing the whole thing of kissing, I'd be fucking pissed off. And what do you know? This shit happens. Indy Hartwell is looking at her wedding ring finger with no ring on it. I hated this. This is what I was hoping wouldn't happen. So instead of not mentioning it and they're going to delete the storyline entirely, why have them get married in the first place? No. Duke Hudson walks in the room. Indy is pouting because it also appears that Puroto left him. Fuck. So she left. So she kind of feels bad about it. She starts pouting and stuff. Stupid Duke leans in for the kiss. And Hartwell yells, "Oh, hell no!" I even said that. I was like, no, why? Why? Duke Hudson says, "You wish." As much as I hated that the reaction was still hilarious, just don't lean into it or don't bring it up again, please.
Please.
They're going to do it anyways.
They're going to. They're absolutely going to do it.
Of course, I have to read what everyone thought of it. I read an article that said supposedly fans are left wondering why Loomis and Puroto left Hudson and Hartwell. We're not wondering. No. Nobody's wondering. We all know. We all know the real reason. Word of mouth. Everyone in that arena knows by now that Dexter and Persia were released.
Yeah.
To add to that,
they're going to play it though in the story.
To add to the hilarious moment that happened, and I bet none of these sites caught this, Persia tweeted, "Dang, the body isn't even cold yet."
Oh, I didn't see that. Wow.
Laughing tears emoji. And since we're on the topic of Persia, who changed her Twitter to Steph DeLander already and wanted to know what her in a bikini wanted to know if she should start an OnlyFans, followed by a picture of her in a bikini as a start. Well, Stephanie DeLander from Under the Apron would definitely support you and your future endeavors. Yeah. Show wing.
Just make it affordable. Some of us
Oh
real
my!
budget here. What? Hey, I'm fair,
So it's good. Is it gonna be on the premium? No, never mind.
Yeah, well, let's move on.
I know nothing about OnlyFans. What are you talking about? Okay. Nathan Frazier and Grayson Waller, a pretty good fast-paced match, and it was very impressive. Andre Chase and the rest of the Chase University are sitting in the stands trying to take Waller's focus off the match and on to them. Instead, it gives Waller a chance to flex and gloat as he out-wrestles Frazier. What was it? 60-40? Was it? Waller 60%, Frazier 40%.
Oh.
Yeah, I would say that because
Yeah.
Waller was like, taking over this match, and then Frazier at the last minute.
Yeah.
Again, Waller's like a little kid high on a sugar. Like someone let him go to the store and he chose to drink. He chose to drink an extra large cup of Sugar Mellow Slurpee.
Oh, God.
And this was the outcome. This man was all over the place. He reminds me of me when I'm playing any of the 2K games.
Yeah.
Any sign of trouble, just go outside and wait for the
Right
count to start. Or let the opponent come to me so I can go back in the ring or taunt and get my special up.
Get him down, knock him down once, and then jump back in the ring.
It's like you walk right in, go back out, rock right in. Like, dude, come on, get in the match. Either way, Grayson Waller is doing the same thing in this match. Frazier knows this, and he's working it to his advantage when Waller tries to come back to the ring and do the thing that we always used to do on the couch. rolling to the couch. Try to do a RKO, whatever. Only to be met with an MMA kick to the face. Super kick. Nathan takes Waller to the ropes, and they are both on top. And commentator Vic Joseph asks if he's going for maybe a super Spanish fly. Wrestling fans will notice that Sammy Guevara's finishing move. Waller pushes Frazier off the ropes. He lands outside. Waller looks at the crowd and begins to walk the ropes, but he can't hold on to his balance, so he drops and lands on the ropes as well. What the hell was that? Was that a botch or something?
I think he just couldn't do it. He tried to do old school and couldn't do it.
It just felt weird for some reason. Frazier goes up top and lands a 450 splash for the pin and the win. And what the hell was that ending? Great match, and no doubt just looked like the ending was botched or they got lost.
Yeah, it was an ending.
Nathan Frazier celebrates with Andre Chase and the rest of Chase University. Teachable moment indeed.
Yeah. I'm sure they got taught when they went backstage.
Hey, what the hell was that out there? Like, I don't know. Fallon Henley, who we all know is one of the members of NXT's version of what a country team should look like. She announced that she's in the women's breakout tournament. A little bit more on her and the other girl later on. Back on NXT, a sit-down segment between Santos Escobar and the Don, Tony D'Angelo, with both teams standing by with their leaders. Santos asks why he has a fourth member in the group, and D'Angelo tells him AJ Galantis is consigliere. How do you say it?
What is it?
Consigliere,
I guess.
Consigliere. Yeah, Whoever knows how to say it, let me know. And for those that don't know or don't speak mafia, that's an advisor to a crime boss.
Right.
D'Angelo thinks he's a crime boss now, I guess. D'Angelo says he called this meeting before things escalate to where Santos doesn't want to be and where D'Angelo doesn't want to go. Shut up.
Yeah, bad movie. And
Santos just staring at him like, you do know I'm the mafia, the real mafia, right? It's like, my gimmick is the mafia. You're just pretending.
Yeah.
Santos tells him that he knows he is a powerful man, but as a businessman, no. On the streets, everyone knows they can trust Santos Escobar. We're bringing the streets into this. He looks at D'Angelo. He doesn't see the trust. I don't see the trust in this man. Oh, fuck this. This whole thing is going to make me want to go watch more mob movies, I swear.
Yeah, really. Go watch The Godfather.
Playing games has brought us to the truth. D'Angelo tells Santos that there's enough business to go around. And then there's enough pie for Tony D. Why was this in there?
They
Like,
need
hey,
a filler.
can you guys mention pie? Can you do it? That sixth grader again in the writer's room.
Yeah. Hey,
Why is this segment so long and what looks like a pay-per-view show?
filler. They needed
Filler.
the pie filler. That was the whole joke.
Escobar tells Tony to follow his lead. D'Angelo says he don't follow anybody. He's a Don.
Yeah.
They make a toast for the peace agreement. Escobar tells Del Toro to start the car. Joe Gacy promo tells everyone he has to change NXT needs so it can become a better place. They should fear what happens if you don't win the NXT championship. But don't be afraid. What the hell, dude? Because he will change the world. Be scared, just don't be afraid.
Yeah, well,
All right, sure. Sixth grader.
Is he trying? Are they trying to? No, I got the Gacy part, but are they basically trying to make him? Shit, what was his name? The
Bray Wyatt.
Bray Wyatt. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking so.
Yeah.
Just without the mask and all that. The Fiend. Our favorite match of the night: Nikita Lyons and Cora Jade, who came out to an updated version of Sum 41's "Fat Lip" song from the 2000s.
Isn't it always the favorite match?
Dude. The opening chord is what sounds like it. All this time, we're staring at Nikita Lyons, not realizing that this girl can actually go.
We know that. You mean wrestle?
Oh, yeah, that of course. She can. I didn't know she could wrestle. I thought she was there for looks.
I didn't know she was a wrestler.
I didn't know. Cora Jade, I guess, was there also.
Oh, was she? Okay. I didn't know there was. I thought she was having a shadow match. Nikita Lyons.
Oh my god!
Did she actually have a partner and wrestle other people?
I thought we were going to get another Goldberg with William Regal, where Regal showed Goldberg how to wrestle, but instead Nikita can hang with Natalya.
That's true. I did see Natalya. I like because I did get. No, she lost. Actually, lost a point. Yeah, she wasn't up.
Lash Legend and Nikita are the big monster girls in this match. And it was a headbanger again when they were in the ring fighting each other. Lash picks up Nikita over her shoulder at one point, but Nikita reverses it and kicks her face in. Evidently, they thought this match would lasting more than 5 minutes was the way to go.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
It was.
Towards the end, Natalya accidentally kicks Lash in the face.
Yeah.
Nikita, even though it wasn't necessarily, although it was some appreciated to do it for the boys watching at home, she did her split-legged splash after tagging in Cora, who went up the top rope to hit a splash on Legend for the 3 count.
Yeah, I think she's gonna have a very good career.
Sure.
Nikita she might even wrestle for a while too.
God.
Okay, anyway.
Nikita Lyons and Cora Jade won, even though we talked mostly about Nikita. Next time, Jade, I promise.
Next time. For sure.
Yeah. We'll pay attention to you next time. Your girl Tatum Paxley announced that she's in the next NXT Breakout Tournament.
Yeah.
Her video package was footage of her doing CrossFit and working her ass off in the gym.
3 points worth of exercise.
Oh, yeah. Back from commercial break, and the Toxic Attraction girls are at the beach. Again, Wendy Chu and Roxanne Perez steal their shoes and car keys. That was annoying. I fast-forwarded after that. That was so stupid. Yeah, right. Let's just move along.
Yeah.
Back in the ring, looks like we have ourselves a good old-fashioned headbanger. And not only because Mark Long is in the house, still flexing whenever he knows the camera's on him.
Yeah.
But damn it, dude, chill the fuck out, please. We get it. You're Mark Long. You're the Godfather. But damn. The Viking Raiders are in the ring against the Creed brothers, who I'm not going to lie, they became my favorite 2.0 when they were in the Gauntlet match and outlasted the other teams.
Okay, that's fair.
They're definitely Steiner 2.0 and tag team main roster material, just not yet. They'll get there. There's no way these two will ever get released.
Yeah.
How do we get the Creed brothers to get more hurt than they already have been by the other tag teams? Get the Viking Raiders to double team them. And I'm glad they're on NXT again because they've been a joke ever since they went to the main roster.
Pretty much.
Hey, yeah. Unfortunately, we needed a winner, and it's such a shame that Roderick Strong interfered in the match just so that the rest of Diamond Mine doesn't look weak. They could have handled it themselves, and they told Roderick that the Creed brothers want none of this heel shit. Like, come on, man, we're just starting to get noticed, and all you want to do is leave. Like, I want to go back with my friends.
Go back, right?
I want to go with my friends. They're having fun over there. I'm over here miserable, taking care of you. Outside the arena, AJ Galante is saying goodbye to his associates, but Santos Escobar meets up with him. They shake hands and tell him, "Te cruzaste con el hombre equivocado," which translates to "you crossed paths with the wrong man."
Oh.
Knees him in the gut, and the rest of Legado and Fantasma take him to the car. So you know how Santos Escobar came to be, right?
No.
For those that don't know, he was already a made man. However, Cruz del Toro and Joaquin Wilde was different. They weren't doing anything at the time except for enhancing the talent. On the March 11th episode of NXT, Del Toro was abducted by a group of masked men wearing luchador masks.
Oh.
Weeks later, on April 1st, also on an episode of NXT, Joaquin Wilde gets abducted by those same luchadores. So it was noted that these two men were not seen on NXT again until weeks later when Santos Escobar attacked Drake Maverick in the ring. The storyline goes that Escobar brainwashed Wilde and Del Toro to be on his side. So it's probably what's going to happen here. The next time you see AJ Galante, he will be the associate of Legado del Fantasma instead.
Oh, cool. Okay. That'd be cool. I can get with that.
Finally, we hit the final match of the night. Joe Gacy kidnapped Braun Breaker's father, held him for hostage, took his Hall of Fame ring, held it up for ransom to get a shot at the NXT Championship title, pushed him off the balcony, and then tried to get him to go to the dark side with him. And then last week tried to steal his championship title. And Braun still waits for the announcer to introduce these two. Tell me something. If this was Stone Cold versus Undertaker, would there be anybody waiting?
There'd be no. The music wouldn't even get to play.
No, because Undertaker kidnapped Stephanie, and so Stone Cold went out there and
ran out and
beat that ass, son. Yeah. Stone Cold would have done the mud hole stomp at the moment, and Gacy's doing rest holds during the commercial. Like, what the hell is this? I get you don't want us to miss the action, but come on with this. You expect me to believe that the guy that took out Ciampa and Dolph Ziggler is having trouble with short-ass Gacy?
Right. Yeah.
Only one person out in the crowd yelling, "Let's go, Breaker!" Exactly. That's how everything felt. Meanwhile, it felt like a rushed finish as Gacy hits a powerbomb. Goes to the ropes, tries to hit a move, but Breaker ducks it and goes to the ropes to come back and hit the spear on Gacy for the pin. That was it. It's like, why? Okay. You've built up this entire thing only for Gacy to get pinned by a spear. So now we know that Gacy can't handle a spear, so let's not put him against Roman Reigns or Goldberg because he'll lose. Or Brock Lesnar. He can't handle big guys.
But then the next match he has, he'll be like superhuman, and it's like, okay, well, what about the last one?
Exactly.
They like doing that. They make somebody. It's like plot armor. They'll make them invincible one match, and then the next match they like get knocked over by a feather.
Yeah, what happened to your powers, man? What's going on? Braun is celebrating in the ring, and he still doesn't know the rules of being a champion, and that is don't turn your back at the entrance stage and keep your eyes all over the ring. The show ends with the two Druids right behind them, but of course they have the exclusive on WWE.com. The two unknown Druids attack Braun Breaker as well as Joe Gacy, who comes back in the ring to finish the job. He calls out his other Druids to come out with a stretcher, but the stretcher has barbed wire around it. They take him on the stretcher and take him to the back. No idea what the hell they did with this storyline or what they're going to do with Breaker, but all right, cool.
Yeah, let's see.
Next time you see it on Tuesday, it'll probably be Breaker coming out. I was like, oh yeah, I went home right after that, and I realized I needed to do something. I was like, what? Okay.
That's generally how it happens.
Let's get to the two women shown for the NXT Breakout Tournament. Fallon Henley, who I'm always joking about her and her boys at the NXT version of country music artist, started her career as Tasha Price in the Shine Wrestling promotion, which was a sister promotion for Shimmer Wrestling, women's wrestling. She lost to Britt Baker on NXT in a dark match during the second annual Mae Young Classic. In 2020, she made her debut on AEW and wrestled all over the place from dark to the main roster. She returned to the NXT at the end of 2021 as Fallon Henley in the Joe Gacy All-Inclusive Invitational, where she was supposed to face Joe Gacy himself, until Diamond Mine interrupted that. Now she's teaming with two good old boys from Hazard County.
Oh, right. Never beaten no harm.
Tatum Paxley, aside from joining the Diamond Mine for a short while and teaming with Ivy Nile, losing a match and then Ivy turning on her and leaving her behind. A former cheerleader and a powerlifter, as you all saw in her video package, she has 1 year wrestling experience under the training of Sarah Del Rey.
That's all she needed. Some people, that's all they need, some people.
Yep. Welcome back to the show. It's the wrap-up over on AEW Dynamite. Adam Cole walked out to get in the commentator's table and talked about the first match of the night, and it's his buddy Bobby Fish taking on Jeff Hardy for the tournament start of the show. I'm sorry, but I think the time has come for Hardy to step down. Not completely as a tag team, he's great. He as a singles competitor, he got it out real quick. But when he's teaming with his brother, he gets the tag out, at least, you know. Bobby Fish is about the same age, but he doesn't act like he's about to gas out like Jeff does. Sorry, Jeff. And, you know, I'm going to get a lot of hate from the Jeff stands, apparently. But it's just my opinion. Nothing against the guy and team in general. I just don't want to see him fight alone anymore, especially since he won this match. Blackpool Combat Club defeated the Butcher, the Blade, and Angelico in the Trios match. Rumors already circulating around that they are building a Trios championship. All they need to pull the trigger is for Kenny Omega to come back so that him and the Young Bucks can start the tournament. Yet he's missing in action while all the other trios are doing a better job at working out well. You got BCC, the Butcher's Blade, and whoever they pick from Andrade's club. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, and Bobby Fish. But this was a hard-hitting match. The Butcher looked like he could eat Wheeler or Yuta. Yet Wheeler was able to take him down with a front face lock chokehold, which I thought it was weird for him to submit to when he's been consistent as a monster all this time. But at the end of the day, we get the winners again, BCC. Wardlow got to the ring first, being escorted by police and handcuffed, with the crowd doing the Wardlow chant ever so slowly. Wardlow, Wardlow. After MJF walked out to yell that his opponent is someone who is 6 feet tall, crowd chants, and you can't teach that. I freaking, of course, marked out too. MJF continues and brings out Morrissey, right? Morrissey. During the match, the chants were bad. They were yelling for Enzo. Half the crowd yelled, "We want Enzo." Other half the crowd yelled, "No, we don't. We want Enzo. No, we don't." This went on for a few seconds, and Morrissey heard it and had to do the yell Enzo dance and told the people that wanted him to go F themselves. Unfortunately, Morrissey fell victim to one powerbomb. Wardlow's declared the winner and doesn't want to get back in handcuffs as he fights the security. Hey, all Wardlow wants is MJF in the ring to get out of his contract. MJF says they will sign a contract next week if he really wants it. Adam Page turned heel this night as he walked out to do an in-ring promo about his match against CM Punk. It kind of felt forced at elementary level insults. Hey, come on. He told a fan that after he defeated CM Punk, the fan will take back that CM Punk shirt and want something better. Hey, I bought mine a long time ago. I'm good no matter if he loses. If I really want an Adam Page shirt, wait, I don't think I ever will want an Adam Page shirt. Page continued with, at Double or Nothing, there's not going to be a masturbatory Bret Hart tribute match. I'm going to destroy CM Punk. So he does watch his matches, and he does know it's a tribute to Hart. Awesome. We all know it's a tribute to Hart. Come on. The Wizard, Chris Jericho, defeated Santana. Oh, man, the memes. We all know where that came from, right? We all know the memes. From there was a movie where Chris Jericho was the Grand Wizard. Let's not talk about that. Never mind. Santana paid tribute to Eddie Guerrero first with the three amigos suplexes, and then tried going up the top rope for a somewhat okay frog splash. He tried a frog, but it ended up being a toad. He butchered all that up. He botched that up. Jericho went for the walls of Jericho, but it's no longer the same when it looks like a Boston Crab type instead of, wrenching the leg, the back. Yeah, old school retro 90s Jericho. Walls of Jericho was better than this. Jericho hits a low blow, followed by an elbow to the face as a finisher, which brought me back to when Lex Luger did it better, and because we thought he had a steel plate on his arm. Jericho wins. The Jericho Appreciation Society started attacking Santana and Ortiz, going as far to hit them with baseball bats. Still no sign of Eddie Kingston, who was selling the fireball to the face, courtesy of the Wizard, Chris Jericho. Backstage segment with the Ass Boys, or Gun Club, whatever you want to call them. Billy, Colton, and Austin have gifts for Max Caster and Anthony Bowens. The Acclaimed opened the gifts and they revealed to be scissors. Yeah, keep those away from Arn Anderson. Anthony says the Gun Club is after their hearts, but what does it mean? Billy tells him it means they are in. Stick it in there, boys. Oh my God. Billy Gunn does a double scissor. And he scissors with Bowens and Caster. This is ridiculous. I need help with this. What's a double scissor? If anybody is an expert at scissoring, please let us know. What does this mean? I mean, I feel like we should know, but email us at FromUnderTheApron@gmail.com. Varsity Blonde segment in the ring that took rather too long if you weren't a fan of them. You have all these top people in AEW, and then you have the son of the loose cannon, Brian Pillman, who gets on the mic and tells everybody he feels like a humble young man. The camera starts panning over the crowd, and we see the Baltimore Ravens coach, John Harbaugh, in the audience, humbled that the Wish version of the Ministry of Darkness attacked and corrupted the mind of Julia Hart many months ago. This girl has been wearing the eye patch for months. The thing was starting to get stale, and she still hasn't gone to the hospital to get that thing looked at. You need to call somebody. He says, which brings him to a quote from the best friend of his late father, John Harbaugh. Attack each day with enthusiasm unknown to mankind. The segment was meh, but the crowd reaction behind Harbaugh with one guy in the back eyeing and being sus as to why he was there. And then he hears the quote and does the shoulder shrug and the meh. Like, I guess. That man is awful. It's all of us right at that moment. I said meh. How do you expect me to care for this after watching Young Rock earlier and watching that horrible selling action? Yet he got a lot of cheers for that, and this is terrible. So terrible, in fact, that the crowd cheered and popped for the House of Black when they came out. He finally says he's enthusiastic about protecting Julia and says the Varsity Blondes and the House of Black, let's fight. 3 against 2. They want to smoke. At this point, you don't know what side Julia is on, if this was even a fair fight at all. But they made it work when Wish version of the Brood showed up. Yeah, I don't care. They're call Wish version of everything that we've ever seen before. Whatever. Cry about it. The lights went out, and we get at least 2-minute intro from them, and they surround the blondes like, y'all didn't see that coming? Even Jim Ross is heard saying, don't wait till they jump you, but that's exactly what they did. The blondes get attacked, and Julia Hart is in the corner cowering, not knowing whose side she is on. Basically, waiting another week or month, perhaps, to pull the trigger on her. I don't know. What are you guys doing with her, man? Just, you're going to make her turn heel, go turn heel. They take Julia towards Griff Garrison, who is laid out. They hand her a chair, and she is scared, bordering on if she's going to do it or not. Malachi Black had enough of that. Walks over like a disappointed dad and gets her in her face, maybe even taking the eye patch off of her. Death Triangle, Ray Phoenix, Pac, and Penta come out and make the save only because they already seen enough, and Ray Phoenix has a match after the segment. We get a small break, actually a 7 with Jade Cargill come back from it, and Dane Dante Martin gets in the ring to face Phoenix for a spot in the tournament. They start having an awesome match only to be interrupted by a commercial break. I hate that. Why do I want to watch this high-flying match in picture and squint my old eyes? Basically miss commentary, the match that is going on, and some awesome spots like the Canadian Destroyer flip pile driver in the middle of the match, which popped the crowd, apparently. But you don't get to see that because it's picture in picture. Bullshit. Back to regular viewing to catch an awesome spot from Phoenix from the top rope on Dante, to which the crowd yells their usual "This is awesome" chant. So you all know where this is going, right? This is awesome. And then it goes to Fight Forever. Phoenix picks up Dante for his pop-up powerbomb, which turns into an RKO. There it goes. The crowd chants Fight Forever, which coincidentally is the name of the new AEW video game coming soon. Yeah, I can't wait for that. You know what? I don't care if it's from AEW. I'll still buy it. I'll buy a freaking wrestling game. Back then, used to buy wrestling games. WWE No Mercy, WCW, NWO Revenge, all that. It was fine. It didn't really matter. Dante gets on the top rope. Phoenix stops him and he reverses a move so he can do a suplex with him, but both jump. And they do the spot where they both land on their feet after hitting the moonsault. Phoenix stares at Dante, who is hulking up, and gives him evil eyes, like he just bucked up, son. Reverse Hurricanrana from Dante Martin. The crowd's on their feet for this. A lot of reversals before Phoenix hits a Falcon Arrow for the pin and wins the match and advances into Owen Hart Foundation Tournament. They finally give us the bracket of the men's tournament of the 7 men qualified in the tournament with an unknown Joker surprise opponent name at the very bottom. Ray Phoenix will face Kyle O'Reilly. Adam Cole will face Dax Harwood. Jeff Hardy will face Darby Allin. And Samoa Joe will face the unknown surprise opponent, which fans are speculating to be either Cesaro or Johnny Gargano, which I'm totally pumped to see if it is Johnny Gargano. Johnny Wrestling, basically. I have his shirts. I don't care. Like, the only one from NXT at the time that I was really into. Even though there was the way thing, I hated it. But still, I was really into Johnny Gargano, and his wife, of course. Those are my favorites. AEW Women's World Champion Thunder Rosa interview. She came out to claim the obvious, which is being the number 1 woman in AEW, of course. The Mexican boss, La Mera Mera. She claims she wants to face top female wrestlers and elevate the women's division, which brings her to the number 1 contender and her inspiration. Serena Deeb comes out with that shiner from Friday, which was nothing compared to Bianca Belair's shiner that Raw after WrestleMania. Serena Deeb tells Thunder Rosa that the best female wrestler in the world needs to be that champion. And just like Michael Jordan, Thunder Rosa took that personally. Can we get Britt Baker as champion again? I can't stand Rosa's voice. I really can't. The more I hear her speak, the more I want to put her in a tie with Vicky Guerrero, excuse me, and the worst sounds I ever heard. Excuse me. No, I can't. No, I'm not going to try to look for that sound. It's ridiculous. For like a few seconds. Deeb tells Rosa everyone in the crowd, in the back, and in the world knows that she is on another level and she should be champion. At Double or Nothing in Las Vegas on May 29th, Deeb is taking that championship. And that's how you sell a match. They announced the card for Friday and next Wednesday, and when they come back, we get to the main event. Mercedes Martinez, the interim ROH Women's Champion, taking on the real ROH Women's Champion, the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo. I'm surprised it wasn't a ladder match with both belts in the air. Instead, it's straight wrestling from both of these awesome ladies. Deonna is not having a good month as she just lost the AAA Reina de Reinas Championship on April 23rd to tie Valkyrie, La Huera Loca. Reina de Reinas is the Queen of Queens. Like, the Meta Meta. The King of Kings is also a thing over in AAA. ending her reign at 252 days. Why can't I talk? It's not bad. Then again, it's not as bad as Kaylee Ray's 2-year streak with the belt. I had to look up the reason for the unification match, which had to do with Purrazzo being double booked for 2 pay-per-view events. One being for Impact Wrestling's Multiverse of Matches, which was held at WrestleCon on April 1st, where she defended the Queen of Queens Championship against Fabi Apache. But she also needed to be at ROH's Supercard of Honor 15. ROH announced that instead, Willow Nightingale and Mercedes Martinez would fight for the ROH Women's Championship in a unification match against Deonna Purrazzo later in the year. Again, the show goes to commercial break, comes back, and there is 5 minutes left in the match. It took me that entire commercial break to search for the backstory of the ROH Women's Championship and more on Purrazzo. Come on. And of course, we get a headbanger back from the commercial break because I wouldn't expect any less from Mercedes Martinez. She can definitely go. Unless your name is Xia Li and you hit her with a stiff kick and knock her out with a concussion. It happens. Martinez hits Purrazzo with those elbow shots to the face. Purrazzo does the same. We get Martinez hitting a curb stomp followed up by going for a surfboard setup, but Purrazzo bites Martinez's arm. She gets out of it and turns it into a dragon sleeper, and Purrazzo taps out. Mercedes Martinez is now the undisputed ROH Women's Champion. Won on AEW to this crowd that didn't even care. Seriously, they were dead. Like, I was the only one actually cheering if there was anybody cheering. Martinez and Purrazzo shake hands at the end of the match to establish the code of honor from ROH. And then over on Rampage on Friday, show opens up with an awesome tag team match between the team of Toni Storm and Ruby Soho, defeating Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. Yeah, that's all I can tell you about that match. After the match, we get a shot at the commentator's table with Excalibur sitting next to Taz, Chris Jericho, and Ricky Starks. Only heels are allowed here, I guess. Excalibur tells Jericho he has a phone call, and it's Eddie Kingston, who tells him that when he went home the night of the fireball, that he lit him in the face, I guess, he saw the horrified look on his wife's face, and that is something that Eddie Kingston is going to live with for the rest of his life. If there's one thing Eddie can do, is sell a fucking match. Dude, his promos are awesome. If you don't know about Eddie Kingston and his promos, go back and listen to the Unwanted promo. Straight up him, the Unwanted, Eddie Kingston, and him and his stables, the Unwanted. It's him, the Unwanted, family member, the Unwanted son, which was Kobe Carino. Who else was there? I know Jacob Fatu, Kobe Carino, Eddie Kingston, and somebody else was there too. But I'll put in the description below on Spotify. You gotta watch it. It is freaking amazing. And that's why I love Eddie Kingston. When he does his promos, he will sell this match. In the ring, however, he's just a brawler, but still. So he tells Jericho how scared his wife was of him, burned in his brain. He tells Jericho he's coming for him. Jericho's like, I'm not scared of you. Yeah, you should be. You done fucked up. Back from commercial break, Hook is in the ring and is about to face enhancement talent, whose record so far is 0 wins and 4 losses. JD Drake. Yes. The match begins and Drake's only offense is a chop to the chest. Hook smiles and tells Drake to do it again. Drake hits the chop. Hook moves to where Drake hits the top of his head. Throwback to the 1992 Gladiator boxing movie where Brian Dennehy, star of the movie, one of the stars of the movie, used that move on a guy in a fist fight to prove that your head is the hardest part of your body and could dislocate your wrist. Great movie. Definitely check it out wherever it's available. I don't know if it's available anywhere else at this moment anymore. Hook begins to hook Drake with suplexes and the crowd pops and goes crazy for Hook. He finally gets Drake in a submission chokehold move and Drake taps out. Danhausen comes out and tells Hook that Tony Nese has challenged him to a match next week. So he has a proposal for Hook, and that is to be in his corner. The crowd erupts with Hookhausen chants. Instead, of Danhausen chants, Hookhausen. Danhausen touches Hook in his chest, which he just got slapped on minutes ago. And it hurts, you know. You don't touch a person like that. He didn't want to be touched by you. And the Hook pushes Danhausen off of him. Danhausen is hurt by this, but leaves behind a birthday present, as Chris Jericho pointed out, as well as Taz. Danhausen gets out of the ring. Hook picks up the gift, and it's a bag of Cheetos wrapped in a bow. He throws it back on the ground and leaves the ring. Jericho keeps yelling he left his birthday present behind. Then go get it and eat it. Next match is Riho defeating Yuka Sakazaki. The final qualifying match in the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament. Round crowds impressed tonight, I guess. These two hitting their moves and showing what they can do. But it's actually about reestablishing Riho as she makes a return to competition after an injury back in January. We finally get a peek at the women's bracket in the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament, which consists of Toni Storm facing Jamie Hayter, Riho facing Ruby Soho, Red Velvet facing Hikaru Shida, and finally that the Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, taking on the wild card, the Joker, who people are speculating to be Johnny Wrestling's wife, Candice LeRae, who conveniently didn't sign her WWE contract as well. So far, I've heard that maybe the Virtuosa herself could be in there. She just lost the belt, so why not go for another tournament? Go for another title. Mercedes Martinez could be in there, joining in a bunch of other women. Some of them that could come back. Don't know. So we'll see who the Joker is in a few. Unfortunately, it can't be Dakota Kai. She has 30 days. No compete cost. Unless they wait for those 30 days and someone comes in and, what else? What could happen? We don't know. Backstage segment where Sean Spears tells Wardlow he's next in line and he calls Wardlow Superman, but he calls himself the Kryptonite. He walks away and the camera zooms in on the chair he was holding that reads Giant Killer. We've seen that storyline before. Back in the ring, Dan Lambert and the Men of the Year, Scorpio Sky and All Ego, Ethan Page are in the ring. A little pop for them as Dan tells the fan he's from the area, but coming back to this place in AEW makes me sick. A throwback to Dudley Boys and how to get heat 101. Ethan Page gets on the mic and yells at the top of his lungs like this was the 80s and he was the Ultimate Warrior. I had to double check the subtitles to make sure what he said, but apparently the mixed tag team match is off. That could have been a tweet. Scorpio Sky was next, which he said something that Tay Conti didn't know he was going to say, and that was the belt has been passed around more times than Tay Conti, which Tay Conti tweeted back or tweeted something on Twitter that she heard someone say that, or she got word that he said that, and then she says, shut up before I tell your girl that I'm not the only one you're DMing. Damn, she said that. Frank Kazarian comes out and tells Ethan Page they both have a lot in common. They both have very annoying YouTube blogs, and at this point, all Page needs is a hot, young, annoying, and overbearing blonde, and he would be Sammy Guevara. He turns to Scorpio and hopes he delivers on what he promised. Scorpio tells everyone he is going to be a fighting champion, tells Kazarian he will face him next week, planting the seeds of the face turn, possible turn of Ethan Page as well on Scorpio Sky. And finally, in the main event, Jay Lethal defeated Konosuke Takeshita. Obviously, it was a filler enhancement talent match. Of course, I never heard of Takeshita in my life. Then again, I was already exhausted from watching Dynamite that I wasn't able to enjoy Rampage at all. After the match, Best Friends came to the ring to confront this group plus the Giant Thing, but he takes them all out. Really. Orange Cassidy got on the ring apron and said nope real quick after he saw Singh come back to him. Samoa Joe makes his way out, but he gets escorted back by security. They don't want none of that fire. They don't want none of that smoke. And that's all the news for AEW. We're going to take a little break. We'll be right back with SmackDown results. Be right back. And finally, over on SmackDown. Before we begin, we have to acknowledge that this SmackDown was fun.
It was a good one.
Acknowledge.
Yeah.
To prove that last week was a fluke, Charlotte Flair decided to have a real wrestling match against Aaliyah. She told Aaliyah she was going to pretend she was Ronda and told her to get closer to her, which Aaliyah walked right into an elbow to the face. What the fuck, Aaliyah?
Oh, very smart.
Nah, yeah. I'm so glad I didn't pick her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, that's why we don't pick you. I thought this was a match which ended in a no contest because Ronda decided not to wait till Backlash and interfere in this match and fight Charlotte.
And got me through.
Yeah, got you to some point. Officials came out to separate these two until Sunday. Do we acknowledge that?
We got to. You got to.
Yeah, acknowledge.
Shayna
Baszler defeated Sasha Banks.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. These two are facing each other again on Sunday with their tag team for the tag team championship.
That's where it counts. That's where it counts.
That's where it counts. Pat McAfee hilariously calls Shayna's arm stomp the future endeavor stomp.
Yes.
The last time she did that on a wrestler, it was Nia Jax, which we all know how that had turned out. Future endeavor.
Right. Which I can't believe he actually said that. That's the guy, he has his 401k is good. He's not worried about it.
Yeah, he's like, what do you want me to say, Vince? All right, I'll say it. Can I dance on the table, though, when Nakamura comes out? Yeah, sure, go right ahead. Okay, thank you, Vince. They tried to take Sasha Banks out of action as well, but Naomi was able to fight them off. That was that. We'll just wait for Sunday, that's all. Happy Talk with Happy Corbin, and again, Madcap Moss is the guest. After Backlash, can we just stop with this feud?
Yeah,
please?
Stop it, and I know.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like, been a whole year that they got teamed up with each other, and it's been a whole year that they're trying to break them up.
It feels like, and Happy needs to take himself and his Bermuda hats and just go on vacation somewhere.
Moss tells Corbin he looks like he is starting a Pitbull cover band.
Yeah, there you go.
For years, he has had tattoo artists try their worst work on him.
Ooh.
Breaking news, Happy Talk has now been changed to the roast of Happy Corbin.
Yeah.
Corbin tells him he doesn't have the courage to come to say it to his face. Moss says, funny you should mention that, and walks out to the ring to face him. Corbin backs away and lives to fight another few days until Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Of course. We see a video package of Sis and Drew Gulak getting beat up by Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey. Oh my God. We get back in the ring and Gaba Gulak is back to being a wrestler and waiting for his opponent, which means that he is no longer Sis and Gulak, but back to wrestling mode. Or so we think. His opponent comes out and we all realize he's really enhancement talent Gulak now. That was, but even still, him getting his ass kicked like that was worse than Jarrett losing to China. Damn. Yeah. I think so. Brought that back. I don't know who had it. Where's Sis and Gulak last week or enhancement talent Gulak's chest this week? Oh. As soon as I saw Ludwig Kaiser with the mic, my chest hairs took a vacation and said, nope. The only offense move Gulak did was an elbow to the chest on Gunter. Yeah. Which he responded with chest slap fest, followed by a sleepover hold and a powerbomb for the win. For the win. Gunter. Oh, fuck. Why not? Yeah, why not? Gunter's theme music sounded like a mix of Dictator Villainous Theme, James Bond Dictator Villainous Theme, and Batman the Animated Series theme. Oh. So it's a mixture of that. Like, oh, shoot, this is weird. Backstage segment with Nakamura, who has been MIA since we last seen him get stomped by the Bloodline, and thinking they would have a championship match at Backlash. No. He tells Roman Reigns this time is coming. Acknowledge. Yeah, I couldn't see him taking the belt, though. If that's, I don't know. Because they were saying that. Weren't people speculating after WrestleMania? They thought that if they were going to put together... They said Drew, too, but didn't they say that they were going to maybe put Nakamura in there? Hey. Or
I
was
didn't hear that.
Oh, okay. That might have been just a fan thing.
Hiding in the wings is the rat Sami Zayn, who I thought was going to be a big weasel in the Bloodline segments from now on.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No, he got his ass kicked by a hand. He's pretty much been hiding himself after he got his ass kicked by a jackass.
Yeah, pretty much. Sheamus and Rich Holland defeated the New Day in a tables match.
Yeah.
Oh, look, another match between these two teams with no sign of it ever ending.
Right, and for seemingly no damn reason.
Perhaps the New Day need a replacement member for right now. Where's Titus O'Neil? He wanted to be a member a few years ago. Kobe does Sheamus clubs to the chest on Sheamus himself. Looks like this match is not a 2 out of 3 tables like the Hardy Boys match a few weeks back, but just a regular one and done table match.
Somewhat, yeah.
That's how it's supposed to be done. This way, nobody complains online. We know who you are.
We know.
We know.
Sure.
Kobe places Sheamus on top of the commentator's table and punches him a few times. Butch comes out from under the apron. Heyo. I knew this name was going to be awesome.
We should get something every time that happens. We should have to take a shot, but unfortunately I drank my energy drink today instead.
So take a shot whenever somebody comes out. From where?
Under the apron.
From under the apron. Somebody check down there for Hornswoggle. Maybe he's still there.
He's still there.
He's still there? All right. Butch helps Sheamus and Rich Holland win the match, and the rabbit, whatever animal they're going to call him this week, is back. Sheamus laughs and he tries to get Butch off of Xavier Woods. Backstage. Yeah?
Yeah. We'll call him the Rabid Coyote.
The Rabid Coyote. Backstage segment where Sami Zayn tells Paul Heyman he was a rat and overheard Nakamura talk badly about our tribal chief, Roman Reigns. Acknowledge. He doesn't want to concern the tribal chief right now, so he will handle Nakamura, but to let Roman Reigns know. Paul Heyman tells Sami that he is showing initiative and doing this, and he will tell the tribal chief that he will acknowledge. Acknowledge.
I'd love to see Sami Zayn come to dinner in Samoa and Hawaii. Just imagine, oh, here's my little redhead buddy. Yeah, he brought the macaroni and cheese.
Oh my god. With the raisins. Don't forget about the raisins.
Oh god. The macaroni salad, yeah, with the raisins.
Oh, jeez. Sami thinks this will earn him respect and everyone will fear him again. And thanks Paul Heyman for that chance. Yeah. He later turns up and Adam Pearce is off and requests for a match against Nakamura next week. Nice. Pearce will do him one better and makes the match for that night. Shit.
Give me 5 points.
Back in the ring, we get a 5th chapter of Lacey Evans' story, and I didn't listen to a single one. Yeah. I wasn't going to waste 5 weeks on something I cared nothing about. So if you did, explain what the disappointments and the trials and tribulations. If she faced any, what were they? No? Okay, let's move on then.
The only trial and tribulation she faces is keeping people from switching the channel. Which I switched the channel.
Oh. After the hopeful final chapter of her story, she comes out in her bodysuit ring gear that looks like she hasn't even changed her clothes after those 5 segments.
Yeah, right.
She flexes her arms almost as she's doing her signature old Lacey Evans woman's right gimmick again. Why'd you come back in this then? Why'd you change your accent if you're going to do the fucking same ass stupid gimmick? Damn. All right, you nasties. Isn't that what she said? Used to say in southern accent. God. And then
she's annoying.
The woman's okay, whatever. She's had a rough time.
Sure, that's the excuse.
But she did a whole thing where she says something, pay your respects. Mm-hmm. And she's telling the crowd that hopefully you'll pay your respect. Something that will make her turn heel because other heels have said that too. Like forcing people to pay her some respect. Right. Like, all right, which was compared to Ravishing Rick Rude back in the 80s.
Yeah. That's a big comparison, but sure.
Around there. We get a promo.
It's cheap heat.
Yeah, I
Because
guess.
people don't actually. It's one thing like Rick Rude. You could like him, you could not like him, depending on where he was. I think if she's a heel because if she was face, people would still boo.
Yeah.
So.
We get a promo segment of Raquel Rodriguez of her passive instruction she made on NXT against Rhea Ripley and Io Shirai, as well as the other female wrestlers. Ooh.
See where that goes.
Yeah. I get a Raquel Rodriguez promo.
Yeah.
3 points. Cool. Sami Zayn defeated Nakamura via countout. All right.
No.
Cool.
-1.
In what I could best describe it as me using this move on any of the WWE 2K games while fighting The Undertaker as my creator wrestler, Sami wins it and it counts. And what's horrible is that it was the main event and they did it to Nakamura where it should have been a much better match. So maybe he will face Roman next. But that is hardly the case now, as Drew McIntyre will probably be next in line.
Yeah, I think that's where it's going.
All right, so final segment of the night is to be acknowledged. Do you acknowledge that?
I know.
Acknowledge. Okay, I'm going to acknowledge that this promo was hilarious, and I'm glad it ended the show. Acknowledge.
Acknowledge.
Drew McIntyre starts the promo with, "Acknowledge me." But Riddle interrupts and says, "You bros have to acknowledge something." Like Riddle acknowledging that Randy Orton is his best friend. Acknowledge. Randy Orton acknowledges that McIntyre left his handprint on his chest a few years back, but he defeated him for the WWE Championship. Acknowledge.
No.
McIntyre acknowledges that he won back that WWE Championship. Acknowledge. Riddle says that they also acknowledge to let the past be the past. All three of them acknowledge. Acknowledge.
Acknowledge.
Riddle then gets weird and acknowledges that.
Are you gonna go to the leg thing?
Oh my god! Riddle then gets weird and acknowledges that Orton has the most muscular legs in WWE. He's like, "Come on, what? Hey, you were doing fine, and then
and then you have to get weird."
Hey.
But he compared them though, him and Drew.
Yeah, after he saw that Drew was like, "Are you okay?" And then Drew's all like, "Yeah, okay, acknowledge, sure." Orton with that little blush on his face, and then Riddle says, "Well, you have the most thick legs, but Orton is all viperish and stuff shit like that." Like, what the hell? All right, Riddle, I don't know where this is going, but okay, dude, acknowledge.
Yeah, let's go to commercial here.
Orton acknowledged that the sky is blue and the grass is green, but the users have their lips permanently attached to Roman Reigns' ass. Acknowledge. Drew says that he is glad he is working together with RK Bro and coming up with game plans is going to be a joint decision.
Yeah, I know.
We acknowledge that reference, Drew. Good job. And ever since RK Bro, ever since April 20th, have you seen those shirts?
No. Oh, the 420? Yeah, RKO 420.
RK Bro 420?
RK Bro 420.
Yeah, and I'm like, really? They sell those?
I know.
It's not. It was like, hey, it's legal. I'm just saying.
That's true. Yeah, because it's legal now.
It's legal now.
Somewhere. Go ahead.
Somewhere RVD must be in panic mode. It's like, damn it. Can I come back?
But now think about it like this, though. Okay, it is legal, but PG era, would they promote smoking cigarettes? Those are legal. Would they promote drinking beer? That's legal.
It was on SmackDown, so it's on Fox. They don't care.
Right, but as a whole, I guess, I don't know. Okay,
yeah. Roman Reigns has had enough of this besmirching of his name and comes out with the Bloodline to attack Drew and RK Bro. The ending turns chaotic and the show comes to an end when the Bloodline head to the back after getting RKO'd and kicked to the face by Drew. Also found out this earlier today, the reason why the unification match is no longer valid is because Fox wants to keep those belts and keep those tag teams. They don't want to share. They don't want those tag team champions to go on another show.
So they want exclusive belts.
Yeah, they want exclusivity. Wow. And so does USA Network. They want exclusivity on RK Bro. They want exclusivity on the Usos. So if you were to have that, they'd be on both shows. They'd be mad, all that shit. So there's probably another little draft lottery coming back.
Huh.
And I guess same with the championship belt. We're about to see a new WWE champion again.
You think so?
Yeah. He hasn't defended that belt.
So I thought it was supposed to be an undisputed belt. It's not. They're keeping them separate. They're not making it one belt.
Not on the WWE website. On the WWE website, it's all like he's had the championship belt for 31 days, and he's had the other belt for 662 days. If they were to like say, I was like, all right, the whole thing is undisputed now. It's one belt. Then they should have just had it the whole 631 days. But no, they're keeping them separate. So we're about to see a whole new champion. WWE champion, where he's just going to give up the belt, be like, I don't want this shit.
Yeah, I think they'd make him vacate it before they make him lose it.
Or lose for the first time. No, I don't want him losing either. Shit.
No, I don't. I think they'll make him vacate it before.
All right. We are doing Backlash predictions. Yep. So, you ready for this?
Yep.
All right, so the SmackDown Women's Championship I Quit match. Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. Who do you have?
I think they're going to shock everybody and give it to Ronda Rousey.
What the hell? Okay.
If Charlotte wins, it's not going to be clean.
Never is.
No, but yeah. But I think
all right, I'm going with Charlotte Flair on this one. Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. Who has more points on my thing?
I don't think they're going to give it to Cody Rhodes yet.
Not yet. You think he's going to lose his match?
Yeah, I think they.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins for you, Cody Rhodes for me. Edge versus AJ Styles. And Damian Priest is banned from ringside. Edge, let's go with Edge.
Damian will still get involved somehow.
Probably, yeah. Or a new, somebody new in there from joining Judgment Day.
That's what they'll do. Somebody new will come out.
Somebody new will come out and join Judgment Day. Two matches that are bullshit. Happy Corbin versus Madcap Moss. Just give it to Madcap Moss already.
Yeah.
Jeez. Bobby Lashley versus Omos.
Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, let's go with Bobby Lashley, but an interference in there with Cedric.
Knocked out too.
Cedric interferes, and so does Shelton Benjamin.
Ooh, now that'd be cool.
I can't wait for that. And finally, the main event, possibly the main event, the Bloodline, Roman Reigns and the Usos versus Drew McIntyre and RK Bro.
I know for a fact though, if Bloodline loses, Roman's not getting pinned.
Yeah, Roman's not getting pinned, of course.
I think it's going to be chaotic back and forth, blah 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 blah, and we're going to see Drew McIntyre pin somebody, and then they're going to do a whole stare down thing, and that's going to lead to a championship match between Drew and Roman.
Yeah, pretty much. Or they cheat. Roman pins Riddle.
Okay.
Yeah, either they pin the Usos or they pin Riddle, because Riddle's not the top guy around there yet.
Or I could see Roman getting over dirty on Drew McIntyre, and that's gonna set up the whole thing.
Okay, yeah, pretty much. I believe that too. Yeah, that's about it. It's a short pay-per-view, I guess.
Yeah. Hopefully the matches will be good and someone will be a little. I'm sure that last match will go for about 30 minutes.
Yeah, pretty much. Hopefully do. Thank you for listening to the show and supporting us. You can find us on all other sort of platforms. First, with the Nerdvana Network, or TNM for short, which is a conglomerate of podcasts that promote each other's common interests. So give them all a follow as well. Check out the Linktree at linktree.com/the Nerdvana Network for more information on that. There's the All Queued Up podcast, which is two nerds watching internet streaming shows. They have new content every Friday. The Masterpiece Shitpiece Theater Show, they go live every Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern. and the Nerds Have Spoken podcast, like-minded individuals who are dedicated to bring weekly entertainment and discussions of nerd culture, boards, games, collecting, and so much more. If you have a YouTube account or rather watch your podcast on YouTube, check out the Coco Smith Showcase Collectible Show, the Sentinel Bay Review, and Tim K's Nerd Crate. All awesome video shows. Follow us on Twitter at apron_stories. Follow me on Twitter at Million Dollar Geek. Listen to us on Spotify or Anchor.fm, totally free, at From Under the Apron. Check us out on YouTube and smash that subscribe button, and follow us on Instagram for more wrestling content. If you're a crime junkie and love wrestling, you don't want to miss Wednesday's show, which will be about wrestling matches that turn into shoot matches, a real wrestling fight. And before you say you probably know who we're doing, I made that search also, and I found better content around the world than what the YouTube wrestling shows have. So yeah, give us a listen that night. Don't be judging. Hopefully you're reading the episode description. Send us a message or your favorite wrestling stories, either by email. It is from undertheapron@gmail.com. Or click on the link if you want to leave us a voice message. Doesn't matter if you're trolling or want to promote your business, we will still air it. After that, scroll down some more and it's the Q&A. This week's question is, what is your favorite segment of the show so far? Our show. This show right here. The one you're listening to.
The only show that counts.
What segments do you like? What can we work on? You give us your opinions on us, please. Thank you once again for listening to us. Until next time, I'm Ernie. That's Michael.
See you later, everybody.
And that's a wrap.